I want to show you this time a little bit of a hidden feature of the Huawei Mate 80 Pro Max. It's called Preserve Motion Data, and you can find it in the settings of the camera application. But what does it really do? Let's find out in this video and let's get started. First of all, of course, you have to enable it in settings, but you see already that in settings it tells you some requirements when you take a photo of a person, cat, dog in photo mode. Depth and motion data will be retained to allow for post editing, and this is something that you have to keep in mind. So if I have a photo like this, very nice photo of a flower here as a macro shot, I don't have any extra data that it will save. If I have this one, however, which is a photo of my dog, actually it's a moving photo as you see here, I have several extra options that they added in here. First of all, because it's a moving picture, I have some moving picture options here available. Like moving picture, I can turn it off, I can loop it, I can have long exposure, panning, multi-exposure, and some more options that are hidden here that allow you to do certain things. But more importantly is the second one. Virtual aperture is off right now for this photo of Timmy, but I can enable this one and then it is loading. It will take a while for loading, but then because it has all this data stored, you have the ability to edit this. So virtual aperture is now on. You see that the picture looks different. It is now looking like a portrait picture. This is super useful to have this turned on if you want to take a photo really quickly, but you forgot to go into the dedicated portrait mode. So in post, you still have the option to enable the portrait. And of course, you have then all the options that are available for portrait mode. So if I click on edit here right now, I have the possibility to go into aperture here and I can control the aperture. You see it shows the aperture or the focus point here. I can put it on his nose and I have the possibility to change the aperture. So I can make it even blurrier if I want to, or I can make it more in focus and it will in real time set it up. So I have the same options that I had before in a normal portrait photo mode. And this is, I think, one of the best options that I would recommend you to do. Just enable it. The only downside is when you enable this one, let's discard this one and let's go to camera. If you enable this one, the enhanced image modes will turn off. So if I enable this one, you see that the preserved depth and motion data will be turned off. So it is either this or that. So you can only create 12 megapixel shots afterwards. Nevertheless, I think it's a pretty nice and good feature. And what I found out while doing this is another interesting feature that I want to show you as well, that has nothing to do with the motion data actually, but more with the moving picture. Because the moving picture option allows you to do many things here, which are very cool. And one of those is like, for example, if you have a picture like this, someone riding on a bike, but you see everything is pretty much sharp. You don't get this speed that he was like riding this bike on, but actually it's a moving picture. So what I can do is go in here. Now I have it off, but I can click on moving picture and you see him riding away when I was taking the shot. And I have other options, and one of them is the panning option. If I enable this one, you will see that the picture will be edited, and then we get a bit of more of a speed option where the subject itself, the cyclist, is sharp, but the background is like moving very fast or looks like it is blurry and moving. And this is a very nice effect that you can play around with. So enabling this gives you some very nice features. Let's go maybe to another picture. Let's go to this one and let's go to multi-exposure, for example. Not sure what it will do, but it will change the picture as well. So you have those options there to play around with to create a bit of a different kind of picture. And we have some other options as well. Cinematography, bounce effect, which also looks pretty good. And you can, of course, use this for This looks pretty nice. Looks like he's like alive a bit. This one can be used, for example, as a moving wallpaper or for a photo frame that allows to play videos to keep the photos more alive. So this is a very, very nice addition that we have those features here. Not exclusively for the Mate 80 Pro Max, but first introduced here with the 80 Pro Max, which is quite cool. Cinematography sounds pretty nice. I'm sure what it's doing. But you can play around with this one, and yeah, it will give you nice effects for sure that you can try and play around with. So the combination of moving picture and the ability to save those data is what makes it very, very interesting. There's, I think, even maybe for this one, let's go and try. There's even an option for long exposure, which looks quite cool, or where you can see the cyclist multiple times as a clone where he was walking. But here you see, this is like the long exposure option, which looks like this. So some things are working, other things might not work too good, but I think the multi-exposure one should work nice. So we have then, instead of one cyclist, we have multiple cyclists. Yeah, there we have it. And there you have the multi-exposure one. So there are nice effects that you can play around with on your Mate 80 Pro Max that you probably didn't even know about if you didn't enable them or played around with them. That's everything for this short little video on the Mate 80 Pro Max. If you have some other questions or tips on some features, photography or videography features on the Mate 80 Pro Max that I should try out, write them down in the comment, let me know. Until the next time. Bye.